All right. Got a little less than 4 minutes left to the opening bell of the New York Stock Exchange. You got a little bit of housekeeping to do beforehand because we have some take profits smashed. The first of which is the Great British Pound versus Japanese Yen. Congratulations to those of you that took that trade. That's going to be for 87 pips. And that's win number 1,154 for the year. Next up, we have a win on ZM1 for 45 pips. That's for soybeans. And that's win number 1,155 for the year. It's now 8:30 in the morning. We don't have any new signals. We do have a crap ton of signals to go through, so let's get started there. We have BGA on a 15-minute on BB versus Tether. We'll be taking that on the sell to 0.0796. It's 3.08. Entry is going to be 0.0870. Stop is going to be at 894. And take profit's going to be at 796. And for Twitter, there's your call. For everyone else, BB versus Tether, 15-minute sell. The entry price is 0.0870. Your stop loss is 0.0894 for 24 pips. Your take profit is 0.0796 for 74 pips and a risk to reward ratio of 3.08. Go ahead and hop in this myself. $0.0796 on a short. All right, all done there. It's going to be BB on a sell. Next up, we have Super versus Tether. The sell to 0.1351. All right, the risk is 5.66. We got entry at 29.41. We've got stop at 32.22. And we got take profit at 13.51. Here's your next call for Twitter. And for everyone else, we've got Super versus Tether. This is a 15-minute sell. Your entry price is 0.2941. Your stop loss is 0.3222 for 281 pips. Your take profit is 0.1351 for 1,590 pips and a risk to reward ratio of 5.66. Again, that's Super versus Tether. Next up, we have GLM versus Tether. That already hit take profit, so we won't be entering that trade. We have OM versus Tether. It's going to be a sell targeting 0.0867. 3.06 risk. We got an entry at 916. We got stop at 932. And we got take profit at 867. Your next call for Twitter. And your next call for everyone else. OM versus Tether on a 15-minute sell. Entry price is 0.0916. Stop loss is 0.0932 for 16 pips. Take profit is 0.0867 for 49 pips. And a risk to reward ratio of 3.06. One moment, I got to do some house cleaning. I've got someone spamming the chat over at Twitch. Wasting my time. Never mind, that was Kick. I'll ask that you kindly don't spam the chat. That's for questions or comments only. Not looking for your announcements. Promise you that's the quickest way to get banned. All right. Where was I? Because I wasted my time and got me off where I was doing. Okay, so OM versus Tether. It's another sell. Let's get on to the next signal. We got C versus Tether. That's already moved on. It's more than 50% of the way to take profit. We won't be entering that. We have Zcash versus Tether. It's given us a little bit more room. Going to enter this on a short to 425.03. This one's kind of surprising because ZEC has been on a tear this year. Okay. It's another 15-minute confirm. The risk is 2.94. We got an entry at 42.37. We got stop at 501.89. And we have take profit at 425.03. All right, here's your next call for Twitter. And the next call for everyone else. We got Zcash versus Tether, a 15-minute sell. Your entry price is 482.37. Your stop loss is 501.89 for 1,952 pips. Your take profit is 425.03 for 5,734 pips. The risk to reward ratio is 2.94. Again, that is Zcash versus Tether. Actually, that's the spot, Zcash versus USD. So I need to go back and fix that. One moment. I think we got Zcash versus Tether as a separate call. All right, that means I'm going to have to go in and get rid of these individually. All right, so here's the correct signal for Twitter. It's Zcash versus the United States dollar. Same parameters. Nothing's changed. All right, let's go back. Looks like this is micro Ethereum. It's more than 50% of the way to take profit, so we won't be taking that. We have Kaido versus USDT. We're already in it, and it's significantly into profit. We won't be taking that. We have micro Bitcoin. Already significantly into profit. We won't be taking that. We have Mina versus Tether. We can still take this. We're going to be targeting 1271. Hop in this bad boy real quick. $0.1271, and this is on short. All right, let's get some parameters here. And Mina versus Tether is another 15-minute. Risk is 3.15. We got entry at 13.94. Got the stop at 14.33. And we got profit at 12.71. All right, here is the call for Twitter. And here's the call for everyone else. We have Mina, M-I-N-A, versus Tether on a 15-minute sell. Your entry price is 0.1394. Your stop loss is 0.1433 for 39 pips. Your take profit is 0.1271 for 123 pips, with a risk to reward ratio of 3.15. Again, that's Mina versus Tether. We have Red versus Tether, targeting 3023. Red versus Tether. All right, that's another short. And risk is 3.46. We got an entry at 31.58. Got stop at 31.97. Got take profit at 30.23. All right, here's your next call for Twitter. And the next call for everyone else. We have Red versus Tether on a 15-minute sell. Your entry price is 0.3158. Your stop loss is 0.3197 for 39 pips. Your take profit is 0.3023 for 135 pips. And a risk to reward ratio of 3.46. Again, that is Red versus and we're already in Zen. So we'll be taking that. All right, we have a small reversal price action, so we can hop in ZEC versus Tether, which is good for us. We'll be targeting 424. And risk is 3.86. Entry is 488.13. Stop is 504.33. And take profits 425.54. All right. Your next call for Twitter and for everyone else. Oh, fucking spammer again. All right, we got Zcash versus Tether. 15-minute sell. The entry price is 488.13. The stop loss is 504.33 for 1,620 pips. Your take profit is 425.54 for 6,259 pips and a risk reward ratio of 3.86. Missed this entirely, didn't I? All right, we've got C versus Tether. It's going to be targeting 881. All right, so this is a 30-minute sell. 5.63 is your risk. Entry at 988. Stop at 1,007. And we got take profit at 881. So let's call for Twitter. And for everyone else, got C versus Tether on a 30-minute sell. Your entry price is 0.0998. Stop loss is 0.1007 for 19 pips. Your take profit is 0.0881 for 107 pips. Risk to reward ratio is 5.63. And we have FXS versus Tether. That already ripped it low. Well, too far enough. That's fine. We're going to take this on the sell targeting 1.09. Fortunately, we didn't catch the top of that withdrawal, but that's fine. And this is going to be 3.44 is the risk, with entry at 1.121, stop at 1.130, and take profit at 1.09. And the next call for Twitter. And the next call for everyone else. FXS versus Tether. Entry price is 1.121. Stop loss is 1.13 for 9 pips. Take profit is 1.090 for 31 pips, and a risk to reward ratio of 3.44. Next up, we have Chainlink versus Tether. We're going to be targeting $15.12. This is a 2.58 risk with entry at 1561. Stop is 1580. $15.12. And next call for Twitter. Next call for everyone else. We've got Chainlink versus Tether on a 15-minute sell. Entry price is 15.61. Stop loss is 15.80 for 19 pips. Take profit is 15.12 for 49 pips, with a risk reward ratio of 2.58. Again, that is Chainlink versus Tether. Got BNT versus Tether targeting 5203. And the risk is 3.31. Got entry at 53.32. Got stop at 53.71. And we got take profit at 52.03. All right, let's call for Twitter and for everyone else. BNT versus Tether on a 15-minute sell. Entry price is 0.5332. Stop loss is 0.5371 for 39 pips. Take profit is 0.5203 for 129 pips and a risk to reward ratio of 3.31. Again, that's BNT versus Tether. You have micro Bitcoin, which has withdrawn enough for us to enter. This is the futures on Bitcoin. Going to be targeting 100,700. And risk is 3.94. We got an entry at 103,280. We got stop at 103,935. And we got take profit at 100,700. And your next call for Twitter. Oops. Forgot to write that all the way out. Just noticed it after I sent it. No big deal. That can be fixed. It's the very last one I sent. Let's get rid of this and repost it again. It is micro Bitcoin. And for everyone else, we have MBT1, micro Bitcoin on a 15-minute confirmation. Your entry price, 103,280 even. Your stop loss, 103,935 even for 131 pips. Your take profit, 100,700 even for 516 pips. And a risk to reward ratio of 3.94. Again, that is the futures on micro Bitcoin. Moving on, we have Dash versus the United States dollar. I guess not. It invalidated itself. That's cool. We have Dash versus Tether, targeting 58.77. Okay. Risk is 2.88. Got entry at 68.43. Got stop at 71.78. And we got take profit at 58.77. All right, let's call for Twitter. And let's call for everyone else. We got Dash versus Tether, 15-minute sell. Entry price is 68.43. Stop loss is 71.78 for 335 pips. Your take profit is 58.77 for 966 pips and a risk reward ratio of 2.88. And that's Dash versus Tether. I don't like that setup. We're not taking that. We have stop loss hit on Ton versus Tether, so that's invalid. We have Cardano versus the United States dollar. We are taking that. That's targeting 55.19. All right, our risk is 3.32. We got entry at 56.32. We got stop at 56.66. And we got take profit at 55.19. And let's call for Twitter and for everyone else. This is spot. Cardano versus the United States dollar on a 15-minute sell. Entry price is 0.5632. Stop loss is 0.5666 for 34 pips. Your take profit is 0.5519 for 113 pips, with a risk to reward ratio of 3.32. Again, that's Cardano versus the United States dollar. Moving on, we have Cardano versus Tether. Targeting 55.21. And this is the perpetual version. So we got more alerts coming off, which is fine. 7 of them, in fact. Sheesh. We have entry at 56.48. We got stop at 56.90. We got take profit at 55.21. Next call for Twitter and for everyone else. We have Cardano versus Tether. 15-minute confirmation sell. The entry price is 0.5648. The stop loss is 0.5690 for 42 pips. The take profit is 0.5521 for 127 pips, and a risk to reward ratio of 3.02. Again, this is Cardano versus Tether. Next up, we have natural gas that already hit take profit. We have Ping versus Tether targeting 1371. It's going to be a short. So this is Pingu, and this is a 30-minute. And we got a risk of 4.25. We got entry at 14611. We got stop at 14823. We got take profit at 13710. Next call for Twitter And for everyone else, we got Pingu versus Tether. 30-minute sell. The entry price is 0.014611. Your stop loss is 0.014823 for 212 pips. Your take profit is 0.013710 for 901 pips, and a risk to reward ratio of 4.25. Again, that is Pingu versus Tether. Next up, we have Avalanche versus Tether. Going to be targeting $16.37. And this is a 30-minute confirmation. Risk is 3.43. We got entry at 1716. Got stop at 1739. And we got take profit at 1637. So our next call for Twitter, and for everyone else, we have Avalanche versus Tether on a 30-minute sell. Entry price is 17.16. Stop loss is 17.39 for 23 pips. Take profit is 16.37 for 79 pips, and a risk to reward ratio of 3.43. And that's Avalanche versus Tether. All right, we have Pendle versus Tether, targeting 2.505. Another 30-minute sell with a risk of 3.21. We've got entry at 2.656. We've got stop at 2.703. And we've got take profit at 2.505. All Let's call for Twitter. And let's call for everyone else. We've got Pendle versus Tether on a 30-minute sell. Your entry price is 2.656. Your stop loss is 2.703 for 47 pips. Your take profit is 2.505 for 151 pips, and a risk reward ratio of 3.21. Again, that's Pendle versus Tether. All right, we got the futures on natural gas that already hit take profit. We have the futures on micro natural gas that already hit take profit. We have ton versus tether that already hit stop loss. We won't be entering that. We looked at Cardano versus US dollar. That's already in profit already. Congratulations to those that just took that a few minutes ago. We have Cardano versus Tether. We took that a few minutes ago. Congratulations on those that took it. We have me versus Tether that hit stop loss. We're not entering that. We have WLD versus Tether. We are entering this, targeting 737. Okay. So another 30-minute. Risk on this is 3.79. Your entry is going to be 790. Your stop's going to be 804. And your take profit's going to be 737. Let's call for Twitter and for everyone else. WLD versus Tether on a 30-minute sell. Your entry price is 0.790. Your stop loss is 0.804 for 14 pips. Your take profit is 0.737 for 53 pips and a risk reward ratio of 3.79. Again, it's WLD versus Tether. Moving on, we've got INA versus Tether. We're going to be entering that, targeting 29.83. Right. Risk is 3 even. Got entry at 31.18. Got stop at 31.63. We got take profit at 29.83. Next call for Twitter and for everyone else. ENA versus Tether on a 15-minute sell. Oops. Damn it. I forgot to edit that. I just caught it just now. This is a 30-minute sell, guys. Let me fix that on Twitter. Let me go and fix this on YouTube as well. Let's get that fixed all together. This is a 30-minute sell. The entry price is 0.3118. Your stop loss is 0.3163 for 45 pips. Your take profit is 0.2983 for 135 pips. At a risk reward ratio of 3.00. Again, that's INA versus Tether. Congratulations for those that hopped in. It's already in profit and climbing. We're on a roll this morning. That's a good thing. All right, we have Eden versus Tether. This has already moved too far for us. Nice movement, though. That will hit take profit. We have Jasmine Coin versus Tether. We can enter this, targeting 00913. All right, your risk is going to be 3.11. Your entry is going to be 941. Your stop is going to be 950. And your take profit is going to be 913. All right. We've got Jasmine versus Tether on a 30-minute confirmation. Entry price is 0.00941. Stop loss is 0.00950 for 9 pips. Take profit is 0.00913 for 28 pips. The risk to reward ratio is 3.11. Got Mito versus Tether. This is targeting 0.08229. Right. Mito. And this is going to be a 3.14 risk with entry at 0.08634. Stop at 8763. And take profit at 8229. All right, here's your next call. All right, we got Mito versus Tether on a 15-minute sell. Entry price is 0.08634. Your stop loss is 0.08763 for 129 pips. Your take profit is 0.08229 for 405 pips. And a risk to reward ratio of 3.14. That is Mito versus Tether. All right, I got to take a small break real quick. I'll be right back. But we're going to be on TST versus Tether next. Appreciate that, guys. Let's get back after it. All right, we're going to be targeting 1686 here. 1686. Yeah. See, TST. You guys are wondering what the small delay is before you hear me typing the trade. I'm actually entering the trade in live time along with you guys. So yes, these are the trades that I'm actually taking. TST versus Tether. This is going to be a 30-minute confirmation. And this is a risk of 3.05. Your entry is going to be 1750. Your stop is going to be 1771. And your take profit is going to be 1686. And what's your next trade? And for everyone else, we got TST versus Tether on the 30-minute sell. Entry price is 0.01750. Your stop loss is going to be 0.01771 for 21 pips. And your take profit is going to be 0.01686 for 64 pips. The risk to reward ratio is 3.05. In case you don't have a broker that has this particular pair, I'm using BTCC for this pair. It's btcc.com. Yeah. It's TST. All right, next up, we have the United States dollar versus the Japanese yen. That hit stop loss, invalidated trade. We have Great British pound versus the Japanese yen. That hit take profit. We actually announced that to open the live today. We have GLM versus Tether. That hit take profit. We have the futures on Japanese yen. We can take that. That's going to be targeting 00064515. Oh, I gotta turn off this damn air condition because I'm freezing to death in here. So much better. Okay. It's a futures call, so an orange trade. 6J1. 4.84 is your risk. The Japanese yen. Entry is 64975. And stop is 65070. And Profit at 64515. Yes, yes, angry beeping, blah, blah, blah. This is the futures on the Japanese yen. I use Top Step X for these. There are other places that have futures as well. 6J1, that's the futures on the Japanese yen. It's a 15-minute sell. Entry price at 0.00644975. Stop loss at 0.006570 for 19 pips. Take profit at 0.00645515 for 92 pips. Risk to reward ratio is 4.84. Again, that is the futures on the Japanese yen. All right, we got LDO versus Tether. That's already more than 50% of the way to take profit. We won't be entering that. We have Pith versus Tether. We can enter this, targeting 0.0974. And you can find Pith on BTCC and Liquid Brokers. Let's see. We've got a perpetual here. On a 30-minute confirmation. Pith. Got 2.57 risk. We got entry at 1010. Got stop at 1024. We got profit at 974. Next up, we've got Pith versus the United States versus Tether. 30-minute confirmation sell. The entry price is 0.1010. Your stop loss is 0.1024 for 14 pips. And your take profit is 0.0974 for 36 pips. The risk to reward ratio is 2.57. Again, that's Pith versus Tether. Moving on, we have IOTEX versus Tether. Already beyond 50% of the way to profit. We won't be entering that trade. Believe we already entered FFX, and we did, but this is a 30-minute confirmation. So the 15-minute is more than 50% of the way to profit. We're going to re-enter this on a 30-minute to 1.06. Congratulations of you that took the 15-minute confirmation. That'll be nice and meaty in the profit right now. All right. And this is FXS. This time is a 30-minute. And risk is 2.76. We got entry at 1.107. Got to take stop at 1.124. And we've got to take profit at 1.106. Sorry, 1.06. Tripping. That's 447. Beautiful. Next signal for Twitter and for everyone else. You got FFX versus Tether 30-minute confirmation. Entry price is 1.107. Stop loss is 1.124 for 17 pips. Take profit is 1.060 for 47 pips. And a risk to reward ratio of 2.76. Again, that is FXS versus Tether on a 30-minute confirmation. We're already in it on a 15-minute confirmation. All right, so this is in it versus Tether. We're not going to enter this trade because it doesn't have the right EMA setup. Not to mention the fact that it already hit stop loss, so it's an invalidated trade to begin with. We already looked at Dash versus the United States dollar. That never marked itself off. We're in Dash versus Tether. You guys remember we entered this about 30 minutes ago. Congratulations for those of you that took it. Now we have Bitcoin versus the United States dollar. This is already 50% of the way to profit. We can't enter it, but that's going to smash take profit at 106.19.59. And the same thing on Bitcoin versus Tether. That's going to hit profit at 100,639.48. We missed those two. We have Ondo versus Tether that already hit take profit. We have JTO versus Tether. That's a little too far for us to take, but it will hit take profit as well. We've got Rune versus Tether. Again, almost all the way to take profit. Too late to enter. We have Gun versus Tether. This we can enter. Targeting 0.01177. Short position from current price. All right, we're going to let the net stop to right above that wick. And this is 1177. Let me go ahead and enter this real quick. $0.01177 on a short. Beautiful. In a purple trade. This is a 60-minute confirmation. And the risk is 4.34. We got an entry at 1342. We got stop at 1366. That's for 38 pips. And we got to take profit at 1177. All right, here's your next call for Twitter. And the next call for everyone else. We got Gun versus Tether on a 60-minute sell. Entry price is 0.01342. Stop loss is 0.01366 for 38 pips. Take profit is 0.01177 for 165 pips. And a risk to reward ratio of 4.34. Again, that's gun versus tether. Beautiful. What do I do here? What's wrong? We already looked at natural gas that hit tape. Ooh, damn it. That would have been nice to catch. It's too far though. It's gone on the 30-minute. That's natural gas. This is natural gas on the futures on the 30-minute. It's already gone as well. We saw take profit on the 15 minutes on all these. This is micro natural gas on the 30-minute. It's out of there too. We already looked at in it. Wrong setup for us. We know that natural gas hit take profit on the 15-minute already. So the natural gas is a futures. And micro natural gas is a future. CAS versus tether hit take profit. That was only 15-minute. We have me versus tether that hit stop loss, invalidated trade. We have Mito versus tether, still in that. We have take profit hit on BNT versus tether. Like we literally got into this right at the start of the live, like 30 minutes in at 9 o'clock. And it's already hit take profit for 129 pips. Congratulations to those of you who took it. Nice, smooth entry. Fast profit. That's the way we like it. In a second, I'm announcing this in my signals chats real quick. Always exciting. So this is a take profit smashed. And that was from earlier today, literally less than 30 minutes ago. So congratulations on those who took it. Another win. And that happens to be win number 1,156 for us for the year. That brings us to 4,499,396 pips 1 year to date. Not damn bad. All right, so I can take this off the list, obviously. And let's move on. We've got Ondo versus Tether that already hit take profit. We got Chainlink versus Tether. This is another one we took earlier in the live. You see, it's more than 50% of the way to take profit. If you're in this trade, move your stop loss to your entry price to lock it in as a risk-free trade. That'll likely hit take profit within the next hour or so. Congratulations to those of you who took it. We have C versus Tether, another one that we took already. It's in take profit already, or in profit. It's got a ways to go. We're in a 30-minute confirmation. This is calling on a 15-minute. There's no point to call a shorter call, and it's too far anyway. So, again, congratulations to those that took it. We got Jasmine Coin versus Tether. It's a recall of the 30-minute confirmation that we're already in. This was called at 8:30 originally. and it's in profit. We have micro Bitcoin. We called this earlier in the live, targeting 100, 700. You can see it's already almost there. If you're in this trade, move your stop loss to your entry price to lock it in as a risk-free trade. Congratulations on the profit. That is a future, so you're probably up a couple of $1,000 right now. We have euro versus the Swiss franc. Long, we won't be entering that, but that is on its way to hit take profit, likely on the weakening of the Swiss franc. Matter of fact, let's take a look just to see. I'm actually curious on that. Yeah, okay. And we have Rune versus Tether. That's already more than 50% of the way to take profit. We can't enter that. A little too late. Come on. We got FSX versus Tether. We're already in a 15-minute and a 30-minute on this. The 15-minute is in profit. The 30-minute is not. Slightly in stop loss territory. That's fine. We have ENA versus Tether. We just entered this trade not too long ago. It is in profit. Congratulations to those that took it. We have those two Bitcoin trades. They're almost about to hit take profit. It's too late to enter them. We just missed the entry. We should have entered at 6 a.m. We weren't even up then, or at least I wasn't. I was asleep. So kind of pissed I missed a couple of 100,000 pips, but hell, it is what it is. I got to sleep at some point. Same thing on Bitcoin versus Tether. Very smooth entry. We saw IOTEX earlier on the 15 minutes. Too late to enter now. It's more than 50% of the way to take profit. At the United States dollar versus the Japanese yen, that hit stop loss. The trade is invalidated. We have the future on Japanese yen. We're in this trade. Looks like it's approaching stop loss. May or may not get there. I think it may exhaust itself before it does, which is fine. Okay, we have UK oil. This is a short. It's on a 15-minute confirmation, so we'll get that in about 13 minutes. And we have US crude oil, also on a 15-minute short. That'll mark itself off in 15 minutes. It is now 10:02. That means the London Stock Exchange closed at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're just on US money right now. And we're all caught up for right now for the day. So now we have a chance to look at news. Let's check it out. All right, so we had GDP month over month released for the Great British Pound, which explains why the markets in Europe were moving that funny. Horrible news across the board. They missed forecast. Okay, so we have meetings of ECOFIN all day for the European Union. And this might be why we're getting news on crude oil, because we have the release of crude oil inventories for the United States at 11 a.m. So it's good for us to hop in these trades beforehand. It's likely that this news is going to come in hot. We're going to take profit on those two oil trades very quickly. So that appears to be it on the news front. Nothing major at all. I fell asleep before the news came out. I don't even know whether or not President Trump signed the bill to reopen the government. I think he may have. I suppose I should look that up. So yeah, he signed the bill to reopen the government last night. So the US government is officially reopened. So what my understanding is and this is just a rumor mill, that the United States government is not going to be reopening or releasing October data to the US Federal Reserve. So to make their rate decision this coming month, they're not going to have US data. Now, if the Trump administration holds firm on this will be the first time in US history that we have not given data to the central banking system to make rate decisions. I personally think this is a mistake. It's probably a calculated play on Trump's part. Um, they could probably still release the data if they wanted to, but it would be a bit of a squeeze because the people that actually do this stuff have been on furlough for 6 weeks. And those reports take 2 to 3 weeks to get together. And they got like less than a week before the Federal Reserve meets again. So I don't know what they can do. Maybe they can get them preliminary data, something, but I think this is kind of a recipe for disaster. That being said, it does mean the markets are going to be in for a little bit of a rocking coming next week. So it's going to be fast and furious. And I think a lot of our book is going to get cleared out and take profit as a result of that. So as of right now, we have 130 open crypto positions. We have another 20 or 30 positions across other markets, including Forex currency, indices, commodities, and futures. So we got a wave of profit that's going to be coming within the next few days, and I'm pretty damn excited about it. Which reminds me, I need to grab this ticker on BNT versus USDT. We hit take profit on that earlier. I made 46.52% off of it. I mean, that was a very fast trade. I mean, we called it and we hit take profit within 30 minutes. So nice little quick $121 for pressing a button. Hell, I'll take that any day of the week. I'm curious as to what the actual name of this coin is. Bancor. Bancor versus Tether. That's what it is. So there's the announcement on Twitter. There's the announcement on LinkedIn. Very close to being able to go live on LinkedIn. I'm not quite there yet, but working on it. I need to post this to YouTube too. So it's Bancor, BANCOR versus Tether. So for those of you that are curious, went on a 15-minute pacing for signal calls on TradingView. That's why we're waiting right now for additional signals to come off. and kind of show you guys what the setup looks like. So these are all my automated alerts. We've got the 15-minute, the 30-minute, the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour daily, weekly, monthly, 3 month, and 6 months. So yes, I even call swing trades. And this is on 444 different assets. If I go to my main list, you can see there's 439 different symbols that we call across 9 different asset classes. It does look like we got some additional things that came out. Let's take a look. All right, we have a short coming on crude oil. We have a short incoming on micro crude oil. And we have a short incoming on light crude oil. So these will come out at 10:25 a.m. And UK oil and US oil will come out in 5 minutes. Let's go. So we're about to quintuple up on oil. 2 commodities calls and 3 futures calls incoming. I'll park on UK oil for now because when this ticker hits, it's going to mark off the trade. We'll call up the parameters and get in the trade. And congratulations in advance. We got nice news on crude oil inventories coming out at the next ticker, which I believe is at 11 a.m. from the United States. And that's going to send oil flying. So I'm glad we're getting these opportunities now. About to make a nice snack. So generally what you see, at least in the strategy that I use, is that you get a signal that's called. It's triggered by things going above or below the Asian range. In this case, it's above the Asian range, across of the 5 and 13 EMA, and then it calls a trade. But right after that, and the reason why we enter on the next candle and not on the candle where the trade is called, is that you have what's called a Patrick push. And this is named for the founder of the strategy that I use. Price almost always reverses a little bit after this signal is called, and price pushes up into our price action so that we get a better entry. So most of the time, and this will work with any strategy actually, on the candle that you get the confirmation, don't enter on that candle. Wait one time frame on the time frame that you're looking on and then enter. And about 85% of the time, price is going to give you a better entry, which increases your risk to reward and lessens the chance you're going to hit stop loss. I've seen it over and over again. Been trading for over 12 years now, probably taking close to 30,000 trades at this point. And I've seen it over and over and over again. It happens a lot. As you see, it's still going. That's good for us. Even on US oil, it's doing the same thing. A little patience, people. We got about 30 seconds before we get another entry. Again, this first one's going to be on UK oil. The next one's going to be on US crude oil. These are commodities, so watch your lot size on this. You don't want to lose your ass. This is more heavily weighted than a regular pair. All right, we're entering in on a short, targeting 62.243. Grab parameters here. This is a red trade, a commodity. UK oil. All right, the risk is 4.26. We got entry at 63.138. We got stop at 63.348. And we got take profit at 62.243. All right, there's your next call for Twitter. And here's for everyone else. We got UK oil on a 15-minute sell. Entry price is 63.138. Stop loss is 63.348 for 210 pips. Take profit is 62.243 for 895 pips. And a risk reward ratio of 4.26. Again, this is UK oil. It is a commodity. Next up, we have US oil. This is targeting 58.044. A second, because I'm going to enter this myself. Right, US oil. And this is a 4.09 risk. We got an entry at 58.919. We got stop at 59.133. And we got take profit at 58.044. All right, here's your next call for Twitter. And for everyone else, we have US crude oil, so 15-minute sell. Entry price is 58.919. Stop loss is 59.133 for 214 pips. Take profit is 58.044 for 875 pips. The risk to reward ratio is 4.09. Again, this is US crude oil. It is a commodity. All right, we got 3 more trades in queue to come out in 6 minutes. This is on the futures market. We have crude oil, we have micro crude oil, and we have light crude oil. Just over 5 minutes left to go. We are cooking with gas today. We've made 31 calls on the live today. A lot of action. All the trades, with the exception of 2, are in profit. So that's pretty damn good. While I have your attention, and I haven't done this at all this stream, if you haven't already done so, drop me a follow. Like the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications if you're on a platform that does that so you can keep abreast of when I do go live in the market. I'd love to have you guys back. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and Kick at The Pit Messiah. That's my moniker on all of those platforms. And we go live every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. Central Standard Time for the London session, and from 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time for the New York session. Again, we're waiting a few more minutes on 3 futures calls on oil. We'll get those out in a few moments. And for those of you following along with me on YouTube, when we get off the live today, I'll go ahead and post the placeholders for the live sessions for next week for London and for New York. Right now, you're probably only going to see the lives for London tomorrow morning and for New York tomorrow morning, but I'll get next week up. There's also an update for StreamYard. So if you're on YouTube, I believe, I'll be able to multicast in the format appropriate to what you're looking on. So what's going to happen is if you're looking at it on a computer, it'll come in at 16:9. But if you're using a mobile device or a tablet, it will auto fit to whatever you're looking on. So you won't have that strange formatted anymore. Pretty excited about that. All right, we got 1 minute left to go to 10:25. We may get more futures calls at that moment, but we're definitely going to get the mark off on these 3 calls on oil. So as you can see, the same thing I told you is going to happen. It calls out that trade and price starts to reverse into our price to give us better entries. And this happens almost every time. Just kind of a pro tip to look for. So never enter on a confirmation on the candle that you're confirming on. Just wait one more time frame. Give price an opportunity to give you a better entry. The reason that happens is because about 85% of the trades in the market are done by computers. And those computers know where your stops are. So they basically hunt for liquidity really quick. They don't catch everyone, but they catch enough people where they liquidate you out of the trade, then take it the other direction. All right, so this is a CL1. This is crude oil. I'm going to take that on a sell for 58.07. And this is a futures. I call this off of Top Step X. There are other brokers that have futures. If you don't trade futures, I would highly encourage you to start. They're quite lucrative. 4.1 is our risk. And your stop is going to be 59. For 21 pips and 58.07. And that's 486. All right, here's your next call for Twitter and for everyone else. CL1, 15-minute sell on crude oil. Entry price is 58.93. Your stop loss is 59.14 for 21 pips. Your take profit is 5807 for 86 pips. The risk to reward ratio is 4.10. And that is the future on crude oil. All right, we've got micro crude oil. It's going to be targeting 58.10. And your entry is going to be 58.96. Your stop is going to be 59.17. And your take profit is going to be 58.10. Your next signal for Twitter and for everyone else. We've got micro crude oil, MCL1, 15-minute sell. Your entry price is 58.96. Your stop loss is 59.17 for 21 pips. Your take profit is 58.10 for 86 pips. The risk reward ratio is again 4.10. Again, this is the future on micro crude oil. And lastly, we have the future on light crude oil. This time targeting 58.075. And that's going to be 4.37 risk with entry at 58.95. Stop at 59.15. And take profit at 58.075. Here's your next call for Twitter and for everyone else. QM1, this is the futures on light crude oil, 15-minute sell. Your entry price is 58.950. Your stop loss is 59.150 for 8 pips. Your take profit is 58.075 for 35 pips. Risk to reward ratio of 4.37. Again, this is the futures on light crude oil. All right, it's now 10:30. No new calls coming out of the market proper. Our next tickers are going to be at 10:40 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's for the futures market. And 10:45 a.m. That's for the market proper, everything else. So we're going to be waiting about another 14 minutes. If you don't have any questions, you can go ahead and drop those in the chat. I'd also like to know where you guys are trading from. Drop your location. I'm out of Houston, Texas, myself, in the United States. All right. You know what? This is like the 4th or 5th time in the last week or so that I've had multiple people in Azerbaijan. So Nemo TV, they're also streaming with this. I've got 4 people there in Azerbaijan. All right, we got 1 person from Russia. Seoul, that's the capital of South Korea, right? Okay. Bangladesh, all right. Ghana, sweet. I actually plan on visiting there next summer. I'm going to put on a live event where we're going to be trading in person. So the plan is to go to a few different countries. I know I want to go to Ghana. I'm thinking about South Africa, and I'm also considering Nigeria as well. I know a lot of people there. Not something I've really done in the past, but now that my health is back up to par, I do plan on going around the world and starting this trade live. Seeing is believing, you know. I literally do this every day. Like, people really think I'm kidding until they see it. And this isn't behind some K gate. I'm giving out these winning trades for free. I want people to win. One of the things that was very frustrating to me when I first learned how to trade is people will want you to pay an arm and a leg to learn how to trade, but they wouldn't teach you how to profit. And I never wanted to be that guy. So now that I know how to trade, I religiously give out trades so people can profit and not be discouraged by the process, because that's what makes people quit. They get into trading hoping for the sun, moon, and the stars, thinking they're going to become millionaires overnight, which isn't the case. It's a slow burn. And then they don't succeed very well. So for those of you that don't like math, I'm going to give you a little bit of a tutorial real quick. Check this out. Let's just suppose that you want to grow your account at 1% per day. And you're starting with $500, which means on your first day of trading, you just want to make $5. Not hard to do. There's 261 weekdays in a year. If you did that every weekday, and I trade every weekday, you would be up to $3,736.98 after 1 year. So what is 3,736.98 times 13.055? And that is 1.01 to the 261 power. This is where you would be at the end of 2 years. That's $48,786.27. So that's 2 straight years of growing your account at $500 and 1% per day. Just being consistent. Just 1%. Not trying to get greedy, 1%. Well, let's suppose that you did that for year 3. Now you're sitting at $636,904.81. But let's suppose that you did the same thing at the end of 4 years. Now you're sitting on $8,314,792.24. Starting with $500, growing your account at 1% per day. You don't get greedy. You make your money, you stop. You make your money, you stop. And that's at 1%. Most days you're going to make more than 1%. But just assuming you make 1%. And you don't have to go to take profit to do this. If a trade is in profit, if it's blue, you can close the trade and you're going to take your money. So if you're going to go on this trading journey, this is what I recommend. Find a broker where they are not the market maker. There's a few of them. I use liquid brokers and I use LHFX. Those brokers are in the description to this video. You can choose either one of those and it'll work. Low spreads, easy to load and get your money out. And just start taking trades. Be conservative. You can go at 0.01, which is the lowest lot size that these brokers are going to allow you to take. You don't have to take any risk. You win a trade, I'm constantly calling trades, take another one and just sit and wait for it to hit take profit. Take another one, sit and wait for it to take profit. You're going to get your 1% on average pretty easily. And again, you don't have to wait till take profit to take your money. Some of you guys have trades that are $40, $50 in profit and you'll wait. No, if you're a new trader and you're nervous and you see your trade is in profit, take your money. Voila, your account's grown. You're done for the day. Wake up the next day, be ready to take another trade. Don't sit there and camp out on the charts. There's no need to do that. At any rate, we've got 6 minutes and 20 some odd seconds to 10:45. In about a minute and 20 seconds, we may have futures calls that come out as well. And we're on it. More of a journey to profit. Another misnomer. You do not have to win every trade you take. I'll give you guys a lesson here. These are my metrics from February the 3rd of this year. I'm at 1,156 wins versus 866 losses. My win rate percentage is 57.17%. And we've won 4,499,396 pips as of right now. The way that you accomplish being able to be profitable, even though you may lose trades, is you increase your risk to reward. So if you notice, I never call out a trade with less than 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. that means that I could lose 66.67% of the trades that I call and would still be in profit for the year. But you see, my win rate is higher than that. So let's just suppose that all things being equal, you took every trade that I called for the entire year at 0.01, which is the lowest lot size. You would be up $449,936.39.60 in your account. And it's actually more than that because I don't just call Forex. I call cryptocurrencies. I call indices. I call precious metals. I call oil. We have 5 calls on oil I just called. I call natural gas. I call futures. I call stocks. These are all more heavily weighted than regular currencies. So when they move, you make more money. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm never going to put this behind a pay gate. I just want you to win. I got Thanksgiving coming up. My immediate family is going to be having Thanksgiving at my mother's house. And every year for Thanksgiving and Christmas, I go in and I tell them about trading. None of them have bid yet. They see how well I'm doing. They're quick to ask me for money, but they won't go and do it for themselves. And that to me is the height of stupidity. I just don't get it. All you have to do is enter a number and press a button. It requires no job skill to do that. Enter a number and press a button and wait. All right, so we got less than 3 minutes left to go. Bitcoin is below 101,000, which we knew it was. I think we had 30-minute calls that were 100,600 and change. So those trades are about to hit take profit. Again, I was asleep when these came off, which is the only reason why I missed them. But that's crazy work right there. And again, break out above the Asian range, cross of the 5 and 13 EMA to call the trade, entry on the next candle, and you're looking at $229,850 pips on Bitcoin. Lowest lot size, you're still making $229.85 off of that. That ain't bad. And depending on your broker you have and the leverage, you might be making more. All right, we got 1 minute left to go to 10:45, which means we'll have 2 more tickers. We'll have one at 10:55 and one at 11 a.m. That's when we're going to call it for a day. But we've done hella well today, man. Most of our trades are in profit, except for one. And we've called out 34 trades. I didn't even bother to get up for London today. I just could not rouse myself out of bed. I didn't go live yesterday either. My body just said sleep. So I rested. Which I guess worked out for me because there wasn't much action yesterday. take this darn ticker off because we're already past that. All right, it's now 10:45. Nothing immediate. It's going to take about 3 minutes or so for TradingView to go through the 15-minute on all the 439 assets that we trade. So around 10:48, we'll know whether or not we're going to get anything for this time frame. If we don't, then our next opportunity to enter will be on the futures market at 10:55, and then on the market proper at the top of the hour, which is also when the news releases for you crude oil for the US dollar. Looks like precious metals are getting smoked a little bit today too. $10.46. All right, so we're getting nothing for 10:45. Next ticker is going to be at 10:55 in about 6 minutes for the futures market. As you can see, we're advancing into profit on oil as we approach the top of the hour. So a little bit further into take loss territory, but this is going to drop precipitously when we start getting that announcement. And this is going to be wonderful to look at. I'm pretty interested in what's going on with Bitcoin right now. And it looks like we have another take profit smash, this time on Chainlink. Again, another trade that we took earlier today in the live. Congratulations on those that took Chainlink versus Tether. In a second, I'm downloading the little ticker for this real quick. Come on. At any rate, while that looks for that, let's go to Chainlink. Link. Boom. Take profit smash for 49 pips. Congratulations for those that took it. Nice clean movement. Had to wait about an hour and a half for it, but money is money, isn't it? That's at 49 pips. Yeah. Beautiful. So that is win number 1,157 for the year. Look for the parameters of this. Took this at 9:01 a.m. this morning. There's going to be your take profit smashed on LinkedIn, on Chainlink. Interesting. All right, so we get this out of here. We'll go back to looking at Bitcoin. Yeah, another $443 on that. All right, 10:55 a.m. We got a false bottom on Bitcoin. Whenever you see its crest at these even numbers, those are computer moves. It's 100,550 even. It's mathematically impossible for retail traders to do something like that. Another key kind of pro tip, you can always tell when computers are moving trades because they always do it at even numbers. And this is likely a false bottom. It's going to fall out of this and keep going. All right, so it doesn't look like we'll get any new futures calls. We got one last ticker in less than 3 minutes at 11 a.m. We'll see if we get anything. If we don't, we'll be done for the day. Again, if you haven't already done so, drop me a follow on the platform you're watching on. Right now, we're multi-streaming on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Nemo TV, Kick, Apple TV, Amazon TV, and iHeartRadio. Right, about 2 minutes left to go to the top of the hour. Again, I expect fireworks on oil when we get U.S. crude inventories at the top of the hour. I don't expect that to be good news for us. I'll be damned. Why did no one tell me that it wasn't mute on Twitter? I've probably been sounding double for the last hour and a half or so because I didn't realize I had the volume on. Sorry about that. Unfortunately, you can't use StreamYard to post directly to Twitter, so I have to have a window for Twitter open to be able to drop you guys the signals directly. That way you have them as opposed to you just having to view them on the screen. All right, just a little bit more patience, guys. We got about 40 seconds left to go to the top of the hour, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We should get a few signals. I'd be surprised if we don't. Again, we'll wait till about 11:03 to see if we're going to get anything. If we don't, we'll call it a day. And I'll see you guys bright and early for 2 a.m. Central Standard Time for the London session. And then again at 8:30 in the morning tomorrow for New York. All right, here we go. The top of the hour. Poseidon has 100,550 as a hard bottom, but I think it's going to break. There's no way that holds. It's not an Elliott wave. There is a small buy order block right below current price. So that's why it's hovering. If it breaks through that, it's going to be in a free fall for a bit. So that's what we're looking at on Bitcoin. And as I predicted, the price of oil is getting slammed because we now have the news of crude oil that just came out. So those sales are starting to cook. So congratulations to those of you that jumped in on all of the calls on crude oil. You're going to be nicely into profit. Yep. There you are. And Bitcoin broke the false bottom. It's past 100,550. As it continues, let's see if there's another block below this. Don't need an Elliott wave. So the 50% of that order block is at 100,500. If it breaks that, it's going to be in free fall. And the next freaking buy order block is at 94,900. So the bottom falls out of this. Bitcoin could fall 6,000 points. That's not a very strong support. I wouldn't hang my hat on that at all. At any rate, it is now 11:02 with about 25 seconds left. It is unlikely we're going to get a call. So with that, we're going to end the proceedings for today. I'll see you guys bright and early for London, 2 a.m. Central Standard Time, and for New York for 8:30 Central Standard Time tomorrow. Hold on. Here are those time frames. Again, 2 a.m. Central Standard Time for London and 8:30 Central Standard Time for New York. If you haven't already done so, drop me a follow. I'm on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and Kick. I would love your support on all of those platforms if you can do that for me. And I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.